Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. Sponsor of this video is Blackout Coffee. Blackout Coffee. At Blackout Coffee, we're having our 4th anniversary sale, and we'd like to pass that on to you, our customers. If you put 3 items in your cart, first 2 you pay for, the third one is free, only if you use code 4YEARS, number 4, Y-E-A-R-S, and it covers coffee, tea, and hot chocolate. Check us out down below. Also, we have some special gifts. We have some keychains available too. blackoutcoffee.com/GNG, code 4YEARS. Thank you everybody who has purchased some Blackout Coffee and allowing us to make it to our 4th anniversary. Who'da thunk? Alright, for this video I want you all to pay attention. Seriously, pull up your chairs, top off your coffee, your Blackout Coffee, crack a cold one, whatever it is, but pay attention because, again, I was talking to my friend Aiden Johnston at Gun Owners of America, and he tore into an appropriations bill, and he found 10 hidden gun control items inside this bill, and I'm doing my part to make sure you all are aware of it. Now, this is out of the fiscal year 2023 Commerce, Justice, and Science Appropriations Bill. I'll have it linked down below, and it's House Resolution 8256 and House Report 117-395. I'll go over it real quick with this photo here, and then we'll dig deep into each one. Number 1 is a massive ATF budget increase to facilitate Biden's pistol ban. 2 is gun registration funding. 3 is gun confiscation law funding. Number 4 is financial benefits for families of deceased ATF agents killed in or injured. 5 is ammunition background check studies. Number 6 is gun control research unbound by the Dickey Amendment. Number 7 is anti-gun community violence interventions. Number 8 is domestic violence, firearms, lethality reduction initiatives. And number 9 is the violent anti-government ideology research. And number 10 is the gun control earmarks. Now, again, I want to thank my friends at GOA for making me aware of this while we were in DC, hanging out together. And, guys, if you're not a member of Gun Owners of America, what are you doing? Check them out. It's gunowners.org/GunsGadgets. I get nothing out of it. What you get is a discount in joining. Welcome to the fight. And whatever amount you save based off the level of membership you choose, I always ask that you donate that right back to them. Link is in the description of every single video. I get nothing. Bupkis out of that. What you get to do is join the fight and support someone a group that is doing the work. So let's get to this letter GOA put out, and it'll go into some great detail for us. Okay, the first one I talked about was the massive ATF budget increase to facilitate Biden's pistol ban. It says, in order to facilitate its gun registration schemes, the Biden administration's ATF has requested a 13% budgetary increase, which is provided in H.R. 8256, again, linked below. Indeed, the Biden administration has begun describing its upcoming rule as an amnesty registration for pistols. This amnesty will affect the owners of up to 40 million pistols. ATF reports to have processed 512,315 gun registration forms in 2020. Assuming no further backlog and assuming all affected gun owners comply with the gun registration, it would take ATF over 78 years to process all the pistol registration forms. Therefore, 8256 assumes that within the resources provided, ATF will prioritize funding for the National Firearms Act Division to improve firearms licensing processing timelines. A vote for this funding increase is a vote to facilitate Biden's pistol registration scheme. Number 2, the gun registration funding. H.R. 8256 provides $14.4 million to modernize the National Tracing Center, which is the branch that maintains, accesses, and searches ATF's digital searchable gun registries. This funding increases by more than 40% the funding for the National Tracing Center. ATF is transparent with exactly how the system will be modernized. This initiative to consolidate firearms tracing applications through the E-Trace modernization effort with enhanced data sharing capabilities will serve as a key building block in significantly improving the operational proficiency of the NTC division. This data sharing technology will upgrade ATF's gun registry, after which the National Tracing Center will be available to more effectively search its 920,664,765 record registry, and create a door-to-door confiscation list of Americans who lawfully purchase these newly banned firearms such as AR-15 pistols. Note, ATF also proposes that this enhanced gun registry will not only be useful for American law enforcement, but also for the many foreign law enforcement agencies, including Canada, Mexico, the Caribbean, and most of the Central America, parts of Western Europe, Australia, and Japan, utilizing E-Trace to search for Americans' registered firearms. It is outrageous that private information regarding Americans exercising a constitutional right is available to foreign governments. And I agree wholeheartedly. Hold on, guys. I think this is very important. We're going to go through all 10 of them. Number 3, gun confiscation law funding. To help ATF crack down on gun owners who do not comply with this unconstitutional gun ban, H.R. 8256 proposes $40 million for an incentivization program for extreme risk protection order laws. These are unconstitutional gun confiscation orders, which are routinely used to seize firearms without constitutional due process. The intended function of these laws, which provide a simple mechanism for the government to disarm a citizen, is revealed in the context of the ATF's illegal gun registry. First, register all the firearms transactions in a near billion record registry, then seize these firearms using the new gun confiscation procedure. According to the House report accompanying the bill, this funding is not only for red flag gun confiscation orders, but is also available for unconstitutional gun licensing laws as well. Number 4, new annual compensation for families of deceased ATF agents could be an indication of an upcoming gun confiscation. $50,000 a year will be made available for humanitarian expenses incurred by or for any ATF employee thereof, or any member of the employee's immediate family, that results from or is incident to serious illness, serious injury, or death occurring to the employee while on official duty or business. With the Biden administration's plan to use an illegal national gun registry to confiscate millions of lawfully purchased pistols and AR-15s from gun owners, one can only wonder why Congress is planning to offer new financial benefits to ATF agents and their families if they're seriously injured or killed on the job. Number 5, ammunition background check implementation plan. The House report accompanying H.R. 8256 includes a GAO study, that's the Government Accountability Office, on ammunition background checks. Within 1 year, the Government Accountability Office will submit a report detailing the following: how best to implement a requirement that background checks be conducted for all ammunition sales, including sales by federal firearms licensees and private sellers. 2, whether, and if so, how, to include any funding required, the National Criminal Background Check System could be expanded to include federal background check requirements for ammunition purchases. 3, how other countries with similar requirements have implemented such policies and their effectiveness at preventing unauthorized access to ammunition. And 4, what obstacles, if any, have state or local governments encountered in their efforts to implement background checks for ammunition purchases. I don't know, U.S. Constitution, Second Amendment. GOA says a right delayed is a right denied, and background checks delay the exercise of a constitutional right and are an infringement on the Second Amendment. Background checks for ammunition would have a chilling effect on the purchase of ammunition, create a registry of ammunition transactions like the ATF's Firearms Transaction Record Registry, leave ammunition unavailable when the background check system is offline or unavailable, risk indefinitely delaying ammunition purchases, as occurred in many states during the COVID lockdowns, disparately deny minorities their ability to purchase ammunition, result in hundreds of thousands of false positive denials for ammunition purchases, and would be entirely unenforceable. For all of these reasons and more, the federal government must not draw up a plan to implement ammunition background checks. 6, gun control research, unbound by the Dickey Amendment. H.R. 8256 provides $1 million for research on gun violence prevention. However, the Office of Justice Programs is not bound by the Dickey Amendment, which applies to the CDC and the NIH and reads, quote, "None of the funds made available in this title may be used in whole or in part to advocate or promote gun control. Given the necessity of including this restriction to prevent research funding from being used to undermine the constitutional rights of the people, unrestricted gun-related research must be opposed." 7, anti-gun community violence intervention initiatives. H.R. 8256 currently proposes $150 million for a community violence intervention and prevention initiative. Misuse of CVI funding for gun control first began with the Biden administration's COVID relief package, which Mayor Eric Adams ostensibly used to rebuild New York City's anti-gun unit. Such funding was also included in the Build Back Better Act, when Democrats rejected an amendment to clarify that funding could not be used, quote, "in any manner that results in the denial without due process of an individual's exercise of any right under the Second Amendment of the Constitution." The Biden administration clearly intends to misuse CVI funding to infringe on the right of the people to keep and bear arms, just as they have done with prior funding. Number 8, Domestic Violence Firearms Lethality Reduction Initiative. H.R. 8256 now provides $4 million for a domestic violence firearms lethality reduction initiative. Gun rights are women's rights, and so a constitutionally minded government program might encourage women and domestic violence victims to exercise their constitutionally protected rights in order to defend themselves from a domestic violence abuser. However, this program will surely be used to promote anti-gun and anti-women rhetoric, discouraging women from using firearms for self-defense. Number 9, violent anti-government ideology and domestic radicalization research. Since the FBI has labeled common, patriotic, historic, and Second Amendment related speech and ideologies, including our founding fathers' original interpretation of the Second Amendment as militia violent extremism, the Department of Justice's Bureau of Justice Statistics cannot be trusted with $8 million, an increase of $2 million above the fiscal year 2022 enacted level for funding for research concerning domestic violent anti-government ideology. And finally, 10, gun control earmarks. The city of Vallejo, California will be receiving $830,000 thanks to Representative Thompson for an unconstitutional ghost gun and gun violence prevention initiative to crack down on those who exercise their constitutionally protected right to manufacture a firearm in a state which infringes on that right. Again, this is the fiscal year 2023 Commerce, Justice, and Science Appropriation Bill. And then when Aiden and I were talking about this, I was absolutely blown away. And then I read the bill this morning and texted Aiden, and dude, like, the link is down below. If you don't believe any of this, it's down there. You can read it for yourself. The government is coming hard. And it's an appropriations bill, which is making it easier for them to pass this stuff. And I just wanted you to get this information. This is, I told you to pull up and pay attention to this one. Now I'm going to tell you, you have to share this one. Make the effort to reach down and click that share button, guys and gals. Send this to folks left and right. Also, like the video so more people will see it through this anti-gun algorithm. This information absolutely has to get out. We cannot let them push this gun control through another appropriations bill. Next thing I need you to do is call your Congress people and tell them to reject this appropriations bill. On the screen is the phone number you should call. Area code 202-224-3121. That's the switchboard. Tell them where you're from, tell them who you want to talk to, and they'll get you to the right person. Remember, the people you're going to talk to are aides, 20-something, young 20-something-year-old kids. They have nothing to do with this, so give them a little bit of leeway. They're not the ones doing this. It's the people who employ them. So this has to absolutely be stopped. Again, join Gun Owners of America if you haven't already. It's in the description of every single video. Always support those who support you. I've said that for years on this channel, and I won't stop saying it because that's what rings true, and that's how we get stuff done. Guys and gals, thank you for your time. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Till we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe. Don't forget about Blackout Coffee's 4th annual anniversary sale. Hopefully it's an annual thing. It just keeps going, hopefully. Thank you to our customers. Again, it's blackoutcoffee.com/GNG. Code is 4 years. Number 4, YEARS. Get it before that sale's done. Take care.